I don't know where I'm gonna park this thing. I got too many vehicles. Working on the Bronco today. Can't figure out why the brake lights aren't working. 9 times out of 10, you start at the bulbs, then the housings, and then move your way forward. But I already kind of figured out it was popping fuses, so checking the brake switch, seeing if that's the cause, and we'll just kind of take you through what we do, and if we find anything, yeah, we'll just start at the taillights. What I have right here is called a power checker. You take this cord, plug it into your cigarette lighter, or clamp it to a battery that is hooked up to the actual vehicle. And then when you do that, anything that's ground will tell you that it's ground, and anything that has power will also tell you that it has power. So what we're doing is checking to see if this bulb is getting any power. So you can see one side of this is grounded out, and that should not be ground. Ground should be on the side of this thing. So on the side of this, it has a ground. So it should be grounding through the side of the bulb, and then one of those is blinker brake light, and the other one is running lights. Getting a ground, but one of these pins for the actual brake light switch when you hit the brakes is grounded out. So we're gonna have to trace it down back and see if we can find where that's at. Nope, that's not it. Oh, there's a little thing right here. Let me check. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. I don't know what the hell's going on. Well, let's check under the hood, I guess. Well, everything under here is fine. So we're just gonna move on to the next logical thing. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. I was just telling Casey about it. But when you get in this thing and mess with the steering wheel, some weird stuff happens. We're gonna check that out and see how that goes. This video was originally gonna be on why my brake lights in the Bronco don't work. And then it snowballed into why do my blinkers not work? And now it's going into that's always happened. I just shut the truck off. So if I start this bad boy up, I can kill the truck just by pulling on the steering wheel. All power killed right there. And then we got in here, started looking around. You can see it's either, I don't know, somebody either tried to break into this before or some kid messed it up. Well, I'm just gonna start cutting stuff and seeing how far this falls apart. We might be making a trip down to the junkyard to get a new steering column set up or something, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I made this new blinker switch because the other one broke, and then this windshield wiper switch has always, if you hit the steering wheel up too hard, I mean, look at all that play. Wiper switch has always, if you pushed on the steering wheel a little too much, the wipers would start going. So that was super annoying. The blinker switch doesn't stay in the up position, so you have to hold it. It stays in the down position, or did stay in the down position. It doesn't anymore. So I wouldn't be super opposed to getting a new column, but boy, I tell you what, I did not want to get an entire new column. Oh, big oofs. How bad this is when I undo all this. Super excited to see. That's not even that bad, dude. You could have fixed that properly. Okay, back to the, look at all this play. If you pan the camera up here and look at this bolt, can you see it right here? You see this gap right here? Yeah, that ain't supposed to be like that. That's supposed to be tight together. So I'm gonna try to tighten that up and maybe figure out what's holding this together and why it's not being held on, and we'll see how that goes. It seems like there's a bolt back here. Maybe we'll take the blinker arm off and we'll look at what's going on underneath that guy. Did I get the right Torx bit? I did. This is really sad. It's like less than finger tight, but it's just for the blinker, so that's not important. So we're gonna make sure we keep that in a really good spot where we won't lose it. That's not what I meant to do. I was trying to be a smart ass, but not that bad. Fuck. Story of my life. That one wasn't much tighter. What the fuck was that? Oh, it was just a piece of the metal casting. It's fine. You don't need that. No es importante. Why does this have two fucking... How do I get that out? Oh my god, it's a fucking disaster. The bolt's not even tight, you stupid fucks. Dude, instead of just taking the... Instead of just taking the 5 seconds it took me to take those bolts out, y'all just decided it was better to leave this fucking bolt that holds the entire steering column on, literally taking it out with my fingers so I can show you how ridiculous this is. This was threaded in to like right there, like a 1/8 inch away. You could have just at least snugged it up with your fingies, with your little baby high school kid fingies, and you wouldn't have had to zip tie it. It's fine, it's fine. You know, I understand being in high school and not having the money to fix things. I did it too. I jerry-rigged things until I could get the money to fix them properly. But when I say I jerry-rigged things, I like did it to the best of my abilities with the tools and parts that I had at the time. I mean, the only way that this could be called the best of your ability, I mean, you obviously at least had a flathead to tighten that hose clamp on there. So you had to have tools. I don't know, man. Your dad failed you. That's what I'm trying to say. All right? My dad failed me as a human being. Your dad failed you as a dad. So I still win. Is that winning? Does that count as winning? That's another thing. You know, fucking engineers. What the fuck, Ford? These clips suck wieners, and you guys suck. Well, that's out of the way enough. Is the bolt on the bottom? Dude, the bolt on the bottom's tight, so that's a plus. Okay, let's see if this does anything to correct it. I'm not sure where our electrical problems are coming from. Well, I don't even know if this is where the brake problem's coming from, because this is really only shutting the truck on and off, so it's gonna suck if this isn't the culprit. But or at least I'm here fixing it. You know, I half expected this to be, oh my, look at that, dude. I half expected that to be like stripped out. That would make sense. If it was stripped out and you couldn't tighten it anymore and then you just did what you could to get by. But bro, it wasn't even fucking stripped out. Neither of them were. Watch me strip it out now. Back in business, boys. Back in motherfucking business. Ugh. The old death crack is always nasty. Okay, so this little piece is obviously our cam. It's kind of got like a little ramp and a tit on it. I don't know if you can see that. I think this is what the last piece that was holding the blinker down. So let's turn it on and see what it does now. If it was that simple to fix that problem, I mean, I'm glad that I don't have to replace. So now in the run position, it does not stay on. But
Put it back up so I can see it.
you might want to put it back up. Oh, I see what they were doing. Not only were they idiots, the switch for that is falling apart. We'll deal with that when we get to it. We got to figure out what is going on with this Ford clip here. That's it. It just needs a new fucking ignition. This is the wiper, and this correlates to different positions. There's run. Yeah, there's start. So this wiper runs along that, you know, and connects the pins in whatever fashion to turn it from completely off to accessory to run and then start. So that's all it needs. I thought it was going to be really bad and this clip, you know, this plug was going to be broken, but it looks as though it's just that. So maybe all of this is just incorporated into this being the problem, because a lot of the systems on this run through that. So I think we're gonna go get a new part, throw it in there, and see if that does the job. If not, I'm going to close my balls in a refrigerator door. So we just went to O'Reilly's, picked up this new ignition switch, $23.59. $23.59. You already had the steering column apart. Come on, man. Is this fucking truck owned by a crackhead? It is now. Look at that. Boom. 23 bucks right there. So here's the bottom half, the metal half, and it just goes up in there. Oh, and I broke it. We might be zip tying it back together after all. I will say this, it is nice that it wasn't something super annoying to deal with, at least for this part. I don't know if this is going to fix the brakes or not, but we will find out. And plus side, my windshield wipers don't do that thing anymore. Motherfuckers. All I need to do now is get a new blinker assembly, which you can buy. I could not find this windshield wiper switch, so I'm glad that that's not actually messed up and it was just piss poor mechanic. All right, now back to the brake lights. So I got all this torn apart, and with my luck, that was the problem, and I didn't need to tear any of this apart.
You have brick!
What? Dude, I can't believe that. I can't believe I tore all this shit apart, took out resistors for my LED lights, just for it to be a steering column problem. Found the hole. Oh my gosh. I can drive this thing now and quit committing tax fraud. I mean, start driving this. Taxation is theft. I gotta get a new garage door. Check out my Patreon. We got the old Bronco ready to drive again. It really wasn't that bad of a fix. It was just kind of a pain finding where it was. Normally you start at the problem and work your way forward. This time we should have started at the problem and then we would have been done because we would have been at the problem. So next time something breaks, only fix the part that needs to be fixed. Don't forget to check out our Patreon. Link is in the description. It's $1 a month, and it just helps us out with uploading videos more often, and yeah, it's good stuff. So if you guys like it, thumbs up, subscribe, all that stuff. Skeet skeet.